morning students, myself Kajal Kapil. I am your science teacher from Baba Kishan Das Public Senior Secondary School, Salana, District Fatehgarh Sahib. Students, we have started chapter number 1, which is crop production and management, and we have discussed some of its topics in the first video. Let's have a recap on the topics that we have already discussed, which are crop, types of crops, that is kharif and rabi crops, basic practices of crop production, preparation of the soil, agricultural implementations, that is plow, hoe and cultivators. Students, we have already discussed these topics. Now we will start with our next topic. So our next topic is sowing. Sowing is the most important part in the crop production. It involves the following. First we have selection of the seeds. सोइंग एक इम्पॉर्टेंट प्रोसेस है क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन में. फर्स्ट स्टेप है सिलेक्शन ऑफ द सीड्स. बिफोर सोइंग गुड क्वालिटी सीड्स आर सिलेक्टेड. Good quality seeds are clean and healthy seeds of a good variety. Farmers prefer to choose seeds which give a high yield. So first of all, we have to select the seeds. We have to select the good quality and healthy seeds so that we can have a high yield of our crop. हम गुड क्वालिटी और हेल्दी सीड्स को सिलेक्ट करते हैं ताकि जो क्रॉप की यील्ड है उसका अमाउंट है वो हमें ज़्यादा मिल सके. नेक्स्ट वी हैव tools used for sowing the seeds. Now after we have selected the seeds, the next step is sowing the seeds. Now let's have a look on the tools that we use for that purpose. First we have traditional tool. The tool used traditionally for sowing the seeds is shaped like a funnel. The seeds are fit into the funnel, passed down through 2 or 3 pipes having sharp ends. These ends go into the soil and place the seeds there. So the traditional tool is in the shape of a funnel and it helps in the sowing of the seeds. जो ट्रेडिशनल टूल है वो एक फनल की शेप का होता है जिसमें हम सीड्स डालते हैं और वो सीड्स पाइप्स के थ्रू सॉइल में एंटर करते हैं. इस तरह से इस मेथड की हेल्प से हम सीड्स को सो कर सकते हैं. स्टूडेंट्स, इन द पिक्चर यू कैन सी द ट्रेडिशनल टूल. इट इज़ शोन इन द पिक्चर. Next we have the next method, which is seed drill method. Nowadays seed drill is used for sowing the seeds with the help of tractors. The tool sows the seeds uniformly at proper distance and depths. It ensures that seeds get covered by soil after sowing. This prevents damage caused by the birds. It saves our labor and time. This is the method which we use in the present days with the help of tractors. In this, the seeds are sown at proper distance and depth. इस मेथड में हम सीड्स को ट्रैक्टर की हेल्प से प्रॉपर डिस्टेंस पे और प्रॉपर डेप्थ पे सो करते हैं. दिस प्रिवेंट्स द डैमेज caused by the birds. This is the easiest method as it saves our labor and time. Students, in the picture you can see that seed drill is shown. Next we have next topic, adding manures and fertilizers. We will discuss about manures and fertilizers, the substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of plants are called manures and fertilizers. Manures और fertilizers वो substances हैं जिन्हें हम nutrients की form में soil में add करते हैं for the healthy growth of plants. That are called manures and fertilizers. Why there is need of adding manures and fertilizers? अब क्या need है manures और fertilizers को add करने की? The main reason behind this is continuous plantation of the crops in a field. Now we will study that what is continuous plantation and how it affects the soil. As we know that soil provide mineral and nutrients to the crop which are essential for the growth of crop. सॉइल क्रॉप को मिनरल्स और न्यूट्रिएंट्स प्रोवाइड करती है जो उसकी ग्रोथ के लिए इम्पॉर्टेंट है. इन सर्टेन एरियाज फार्मर्स ग्रो क्रॉप आफ्टर क्रॉप्स इन सेम फील्ड. दिस इज कॉन्टिन्यूस प्लांटेशन मेक्स द सॉइल पुअर इन सर्टेन न्यूट्रिएंट्स. कई बार कुछ एरिया में फार्मर्स एक क्रॉप के बाद ही दूसरी क्रॉप को ग्रो कर देते हैं फील्ड्स में, जिससे जो सॉइल की फर्टिलिटी पावर है वो डिक्रीज हो जाती है. That's why the farmers add manures and fertilizers to enrich these nutrients in the soil. This is the reason why we add manures and fertilizers so that we can enrich the nutrients in the soil. इसीलिए हम manures और fertilizers ऐड करते हैं soil में ताकि जो nutrients हैं उन्हें हम soil को provide कर सकें. Next we have manures and fertilizers. Now we will discuss about manures and fertilizers. First we will discuss about manure. It is an organic substance obtained from the decomposition of plants or animal waste. Farmers dump plant and animal waste in pits at open places and allow it to decompose, which is caused by the microorganisms, and the decomposed is used as manure. So it is an organic substance and it is prepared with the help of plants and animals waste. Manures को हम plant और animal waste से create करते हैं. Farmers plants और animal waste को पिट्स में डाल देते हैं और वो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म की हेल्प से डीकम्पोज होके मैन्योर की फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है. It improves the texture of the soil and increases the fertility of the soil. In the picture you can see that this is a manure which we are adding to the plant. Next we have fertilizers. These are the chemical substances which are rich in certain nutrients. These are produced in factories. Examples of fertilizers are urea, ammonium sulfate, potash, etc. फर्टिलाइज़र्स केमिकल सब्सटेंसेस होते हैं जिन्हें हम फैक्ट्रीज़ में तैयार करते हैं और इसके एग्जांपल्स हैं यूरिया, अमोनियम सल्फेट, पोटाश एटसेट्रा. यूज़ ऑफ द फर्टिलाइज़र्स हेल्प्स इन इंक्रीजिंग द यील्ड ऑफ क्रॉप बट इट्स एक्सेसिव यूज़ मेक द सॉइल लेस फर्टाइल. फर्टिलाइज़र को जब हम यूज़ करते हैं तो उससे क्रॉप की यील्ड इंक्रीज़ हो जाती है बट इट्स एक्सेसिव यूज़ decreases the fertility power of the soil. So we have to use the fertilizers in the limited amount. In the picture you can see that fertilizers are added to the soil. So students, as we have discussed about fertilizers and manures, now we will discuss about the difference between the fertilizers and manures, that what are the difference between both of these. First we have fertilizers. A fertilizer is an inorganic salt and manures is a natural substance obtained by the decomposition of plant and human waste. Second, a fertilizer is prepared in factories and manure can be prepared in fields. A fertilizer does not provide any humus to the soil. Manure provide a lot of humus to the soil. Fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Manure is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. So from the difference we can see that fertilizers is inorganic salt and manure is an organic salt. Fertilizers are prepared in factories. We can prepare manure in the fields. Fertilizers does not provide any humus to the soil and manures provide humus to the soil. So these are the main difference between the fertilizers and the manure. Next we have homework. So students, the homework is based on the topics that we have recently discussed. Let's have a look. First we have multiple choice questions. First question is, which agricultural method of sowing is shown in the figure? As we have discussed that this is the traditional method of sowing, and options given are gram, bajra, traditional method of sowing and locust. So clearly the answer is traditional method of sowing. Next we have very short answer type question. First question is, why should we use less fertilizers? हमें fertilizers को less use क्यों करना चाहिए? Answer is, we should use less fertilizers because they damage the soil and change its chemical nature, and these are absorbed by the crop plant and enter the food chain. So the more use of fertilizers may cause damage to the soil, so we should use these in limited amount. जो फर्टिलाइज़र्स हैं वो सॉइल के केमिकल नेचर को चेंज कर देते हैं और सॉइल को डैमेज करते हैं और वो फूड चेन में एंटर हो जाते हैं जिससे वो ह्यूमंस को भी अफेक्ट करते हैं. सो वी हैव टू यूज़ दिस इन लिमिटेड अमाउंट. नेक्स्ट वी हैव सेकंड क्वेश्चन, व्हाट आर द बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट्स फॉर ग्रोइंग क्रॉप्स इन एन एरिया? अगर हमने किसी भी एरिया में क्रॉप को ग्रो करना है तो उसके लिए क्या बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं वो हमने डिस्कस करनी है. And the answer is, first of all is preparation of the soil. We have to prepare the soil. Next is use of manure. Third is better variety of the seeds, we have to choose the good quality seeds for the good production of the crop. Next is agricultural tools and next is irrigation. So we have to see these basic requirements for growing a crop in particular area. Next we have short answer type question. First question is explain how soil get affected by continuous plantation of the crops. We have recently discussed about that. Continuous plantation of crops makes the soil poor in certain nutrients. Therefore, manures and fertilizers have to be added in the soil for increasing amount of that nutrients. जब हम continuous plantation करते हैं crops की तो उससे जो soil के nutrients हैं वो decrease हो जाते हैं और उन nutrients के amount को increase करने के लिए हम उसमें manures और fertilizers add करते हैं. Next question we have define organic fertilizers. These are the chemical substances which are rich in certain substances. These are produced in factories, for example, urea, ammonium and sulfate. Next is explain how fertilizers are different from manure. We have recently discussed about that. A fertilizer is an inorganic salt. Manure is a natural substance. It is obtained from the decomposition. Fertilizers are prepared in factories. Manure can be prepared in the fields. A fertilizer does not provide any humus to the soil and manure provide a lot of humus to the soil. Fertilizers are rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Manure is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. So students, you have to do these questions in your fair notebook and understand properly. So students, I hope that you have understood all the topics that I have discussed in this video. So students, we will meet with the next video. Thank you students. Have a nice day.